What is up, everybody? We're back. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. So last night, 90 Day Fiance, Season 9, Episode 2 has aired. This is part 2 of the podcast, and I want to jump in and talk about Emily and Kobe. So Kobe is finally arriving after 2 years of being apart from Emily. He's arriving from Cameroon to Kansas City, and he has not met his son, who is 17 months old at the time of filming. And what really caught my attention was Emily did not bring the son to the airport, which I do agree with due to the COVID situation when this was filmed. Bringing a baby to an airport wasn't a safe thing to do. But her plan is to withhold Coben from Kobe for one night because she feels they need a night of sexy time. And I understand that it's been 2 years, and she did inform us that Kobe doesn't particularly do sexting or pictures or anything like that. So she's really interested in that. But withholding a man's son who he hasn't been able to meet other than through FaceTime, I think that he should have met the son and then they left and went to the hotel. Do you feel like that, or do you feel like I'm just being extra?
I think that Emily is her name, is annoying in a sense because and selfish, quite frankly. I understand that maybe you're anxious to rekindle your relationship, but your relationship already has legs to stand on, right? You guys knew each other, spent time together. His relationship with his son just doesn't exist. It only exists in video calls. He needs time to establish an in-person relationship with his son. And in this case, that is the primary relationship that needs to be focused on, not your relationship with him. You'll get there, if ever, if he still wants you, if you still want him. You're really getting back with a stranger because you guys don't know each other. It's been a long time. But I think meeting his son was priority and paramount. And I think they could have spent the night together as a family and gone out during the day the next day, alone, book a hotel for the day and get reacquainted if you want some time without your child, which I think is important for couples to spend some time away from their children and just reconnecting. But this wasn't the time for that, Emily.
No.
But she doesn't make good decisions anyway, right? So this is par for the course.
Exactly. We met her friend Sean last night, and he has told us that she's a pretty wild girl, and she makes some pretty wild decisions. But even he said this relationship kind of shocked him. And I just want her to understand how important it is of father and son relationship and bonding at a young age. And don't ever put your personal needs over the needs of your child. A good person and a good parent wouldn't do that. He needed to hold that baby and build that bond, even if it was just for an hour that night, and then they could go out. So hopefully over the season, we're going to see them grow together or grow apart. Who knows? I kind of have a prediction about them. I don't think it's going to work out. His comment that he made when he saw her at the airport was, oh, she's put on weight. So well, I mean, she looks different.
She's a mom. I'm a mom. I have a baby. I have a 17-month-old. I have put on weight. She has. Okay, it is par for the course. And he's been talking to her on video chat and all that other stuff between now and then. So I don't even understand why he needed to comment on it, because clearly you've seen it, right?
Like, you never ever comment on that. If you comment on a woman's weight, you're saying she lost weight. I don't know what you think is gonna be accomplished by making that comment. It's unacceptable at any point.
We all have. All of us. We've had kids. We gained weight. Even the dads too. You had a kid, you probably don't look the same weight that you before you had the kid. So it just come on,
All right, so let's jump into Belial and his crazy plan to trick Shida into thinking that he does not have as much money as he claims he does, which I personally don't think he has as much as he says he does, but that's a conversation for another day. So Shida is very disappointed and upset because she kind of feels like she was bait and switched. And I understand that because she said, you came to my country, to Trinidad, with Louis Vuitton luggage and tailored suits and expensive things, and you were ordering everything on the menu. And then I come to your home and it's dilapidated and there's holes in the ceiling. And let's not forget, Shida has given up her life, her family, her livelihood, her friends, whatever she did for work, to come and take a chance to be with this man who's treating it like a joke. I feel like it's a prank to him. Her life and the decisions that she has made in this situation are a joke to him.
Bilal is abusive. Okay, I said it. All right, at me. At me like you guys do on Twitter all the freaking time. Go ahead and at me. It is abusive to tell someone you need to look up the word appreciative in the dictionary. Excuse me. In the context of a disagreement, to tell me to go to the dictionary is condescending and foul. Guess what, Bilal? You don't have as much as you think you do. And I don't care if you have 2 nickels. You went into a spiritual marriage with this woman. It's called a nikah. You said that your faith was the most important thing to you. So this woman is your wife. Maybe not legally, but she's your wife. And to treat your wife this way is absolutely appalling. I don't know who this message is for, but ladies, if you're listening to this message and you're dating a guy who feels like your suffering is required for him to feel comfortable and safe dating you, run. You're being abused, you're being manipulated, and you are being controlled. Why does Shaida have to suffer with him in this apartment for one night to gain entry into his palatial, magical kingdom of a home? You do not have to jump through an obstacle course to prove that your love is real. Your love can be as real in the trailer and as real in the mansion. So this exercise did not really show me much about Shaida. It showed me that she's actually a reasonable person because, like she said, the image that you carry and the house wasn't even safe. Okay, let's put it like that. The house wasn't safe. The roof with leaks. There could have been active mold. Everything in the house wasn't safe. It showed this whole experiment really just exposed who Bilal was, because I think he thought he was putting her to the test. But we saw how he got. Are you a ride or die? Why does she have to ride? Where is she riding to? Why is her death required? Why does anybody have to die? I am not riding or dying, okay? We need to get rid of that. You know, when I was dating before I met my husband, and I met a guy and we were on a date and he said, I'm looking for my ride or die, I'm out. Because I'm not riding and I'm not dying, okay? It don't work that way. I just feel like there's a certain kind of man in this world who wants to make you suffer willfully,
Yes.
just to prove that you deserve to be in a relationship with him that's not even going to be beneficial to you. And it's
Mhm.
sickening. It's sickening. It's so sickening. Women, free yourself. You don't have to suffer.
And what bothered me even more, he proposed to her after 7 days. And the problem, he says, is, oh, I don't know her well enough. I don't trust her enough. The problem resulted with him. You don't put a ring on a woman's finger and ask her to marry you, and then spiritually marry a woman that you don't know and you don't trust, and then turn it around and use that doubt as punishment for her. He
Right.
needed to get to know her. He should have asked serious questions about her, and he needed to be open and honest. This relationship can never work because it's built on a lie.
I
Whenever
hate
she asked a question, he refused to answer it. There's no relationship here. He created a character that she's been speaking to.
right. And furthermore, right, like she said, the image that you carry, and he was so annoyed that she would say that, but she was right. Louis Vuitton luggage, expensive belts, watches, clothing and shoes. And then I come to your home and it's actually not safe for living. That would show me how you treat money, because it would mean that you are not concerned with how you live, if it's safe, if it's comfortable, if it's feasible, but you would rather spend money on luxury designer goods. That would kind of be what we call in the hood rich. I mean, we called it hood rich, and it kind of teaches, it would show you, and it would be an indicator of a certain kind of mentality. But the truth of the matter is, Bilal, in his regular average American home, let's be honest, he doesn't live like in like something with like a 17 car garage and a helipad and all that other stuff. Be humble, Bilal. And the fact that he just so whatever. Now, someone on Twitter was like, oh, his ex-wife probably left with some assets. He's trying to protect himself. Well, here's the thing. There are prenups for that, number one. Number two, so what if his ex-wife left with some assets, right? She should. She had 2 of his children and they were married for well over a decade. Why not?
Yeah.
None of that has anything to do with Shahida, because he is bleeding on her and she did not cut him. She is not the one who cut him. He is painfully insecure and he shouldn't be dating, let alone even trying to get married, until he goes to a therapist's office, heals himself, does some inner work, and changes his mentality.
I agree 100%. And I'm just so sorry that Shida has been put through this.
So
And
sorry.
I hope that she's able to get out unscathed, because what's going on now is it can leave a mark, and it can make it difficult for you to trust people. in the future. Coming to another country under false pretenses can really show you that people can't be trusted. So I'm really hoping that she's able to overcome this and she's able to get out of this and still have the will to find a good person, because we all know it's not Bilal. We all know that. So I'm going to keep watching and see how it goes. But I would love to see in the future episodes when she does see what he really has, which it shows that she didn't really care, because when she saw the Chevy Malibu in the parking lot, she was completely satisfied with the Chevy Malibu. So it just shows you that she was never here to take anything from him. She was here because she genuinely had a connection with him. And what we've seen from this experiment, he doesn't have a connection with her. That's it. Part 2 is over. 90 Day Fiance, the OG season 9. We're so ready for episode 3 next week. Make sure you're live tweeting with us. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Dahlia. Thank you so much for joining us. Comment below. Tell us how you feel. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? Let us know. It's open discussion, and everyone, we want to hear all of your opinions. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys really soon.